There is the Sunday night slate of games. If you're watching on NBCSN, we get started again with the kickoff. Packers at Bears on that Thursday night right after Labor Day weekend. Chris, what we're doing now, though, is we're going to expand the lens beyond the games that we will be involved in the broadcasting of, and we're looking at the best games now that we know the when. We've known the who, we've known the where. You throw in the when, and you can really say these are the best games of the year. These are the ones we are most looking forward to. We're going to draft them now. And I'm going to dispense with the coin toss. I'm going to give you the first pick in this just because I'm in a good mood today for a change.
Wow, what is going on with the world? It's opposite day here.
And I want the first pick an hour from now when we have the second draft.
Oh, that's
so
what you
ahead.
want? No deal. No deal. We'll flip the coin then. I'm not as nice as you. I don't feel as good a mood as you. Okay, for my first pick, I'm going to make this easy. It's kind of obvious, but I'm going to go right to week 2. A lot of my matchups are going to be early season because I don't know what the hell is going to happen late in the season, so they might not be as good. Week 2, okay, Saints at Rams. Yeah, it's that obvious. It's kind of boring. I was like, I don't know if I really want to pick that. But am I excited?
Then why'd you do it?
Well, because it's just so obvious. It's not boring. It's just a little obvious, but I still think regardless, I'm excited to see it. I mean, these are two head coaches that got a little chippiness about them. Sean McVay this offseason, everybody's talking about, the Super Bowl issues, and he didn't adjust to Bill Belichick. Sean Payton, who we know is, a chippy guy anyways. He's going to be mad at how the season ended. And, of course, it's just a big matchup between two NFC powers to where head-to-head matchups like this in week 2 could be for the difference in home field advantage or the difference between a wild card team and a team that has a first-round bye. But since it's early in the year, I still think the debacle of the NFC Championship game last year will be fresh on the minds of the players involved in the game, and it's still going to have a personal aspect. That's why I like it. That's why I start right there.
First of all, the fact that you did not pick a game involving, Aaron Rodgers is stunning to me.
I'm growing.
Stunning.
I'm growing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's even more surprising that you did not pick a game involving the reigning MVP, the best player in football, better than Aaron Rodgers, better
blasphemy,
than any
Mike.
other
Get
quarterback.
outta here.
I'm sorry.
Get out of here.
Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL right now. He's unlike anything we've ever seen. And how can you, if you're going to go with a conference championship game, hard to go wrong with a conference championship game. How in that? I gave it to you. I handed it to you and you threw it back in my face. Patriots hosting the Chiefs, Week 14. That is the game to watch this year. That is the game that I will be looking forward to from the moment the season begins. I want to see what Mahomes and Brady can do because we saw it last year in primetime. Mahomes almost beat Brady. It was that throw to Gronk, who's not there to save Brady and the Patriots this year, that helped the Patriots win that game. And then in the postseason in Kansas City, in overtime, the Patriots go right down the field and win the game. Who knows? Maybe the rule will be different by the time they play in Week 14. Maybe in May they'll make it that if you score a touchdown on the opening drive of overtime, the other team gets a chance to match it or beat it. So it's a no-brainer, man. Patriots, Chiefs getting together in Foxborough Week 14.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Week 14, they could both be out of the playoffs, and it can't be that very good of a game. So, yep, I mean, great pick by you. I mean, they both could be just, on the edge of being in. I don't know. I can't tell the future that far. That's why I'm going early season matchups. Those teams might not even be good by then. Okay.
You really think the Patriots, who have been to the AFC Championship game every year since before you retired, right?
Yes.
is not going to be in the playoff hunt in Week 14. Is that what you're telling me? In the division with the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins, they're not going to be in the playoff hunt.
I think it will be a tougher year in their division this year. I think this will be one of the tougher years they've had. But no, I think if you made me bet, I would think that they're going to the playoffs, yes, and getting ready to make a deep run. So, okay, we'll see. I don't know about that one. I've had better. I've heard. Okay, here's another one that really gets me excited. How about like the first Sunday night football game in Cleveland, Week 3, Rams at Browns? I got to go with this again. I don't like picking repeat teams, but this is still the Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl contenders, obviously, Super Bowl participants last year, big-time star power, best defensive player in the game, got Brandon Cooks, Goff, Gurley, everything to go along with it, all that personality, Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters? What versus Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield? You think there's going to be some talk and chatter in that football game? Let alone the dog pound is going to be going absolutely berserk for a Sunday night game with the reigning NFC champs coming into town, and really a big moment for the Cleveland Browns to kind of give their stamp of approval to whatever it may be, to say, hey, we're here. Cleveland fans, we're here. We're a real team this year. We're not going to be some fluke. So that was one that I certainly perked up when I saw that early on in the season.
Okay, now this is I cannot believe that you are doing this, because you've had 2 picks now. Neither game that you've selected involves Aaron Rodgers. Neither game that you've selected involves Patrick Mahomes.
I'm a team guy, Mike.
It was just a half hour ago that you called Week 8 Packers at Chiefs the game of the year. How in the hell have you skipped over that game twice?
Well, I was going to go
Packers,
there.
Chiefs.
I didn't mean it was game of the year. I meant it, for me, it's I was going to go there next probably, but I think as a total thing, yes, I wasn't sure. We don't know what the Packers are going to be.
I can understand game of the year can have different meanings. I can understand that can be a very ambiguous and vague term. I don't know. When someone says game of the year, maybe they think, well, I don't know, maybe it's going to be okay, but that's one potential meaning of the term game of the year. Packers, Chiefs, Week 8, Sunday Night Football. Book it. That's going to be. I can't believe you. Are you sure you're feeling okay today? Did you stay up late with your son and his friends?
Maybe I should have picked that the second round. Maybe I should have. You're right. It's my 2 favorite players in the game right now. I am not going to say Patrick Mahomes is better than Aaron Rodgers yet. Okay, I got to see it for one more year, or at least a half a year, before I make that determination. But it is the first time, I'll admit, Mike, in about, I'm going to say, since 2009, where I'm going into a season going, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in football. Because 2010 is when he changed my mind, and I was like, this is the best quarterback. And 2011, it became, this is not even close. He's definitely the best quarterback. And it's kind of been that way ever since. So he's got some competition at the top there, and I know you think our homie Patrick Mahomes is the guy that's the best player in the league right now. So I get you there. All right. Week 3, my third pick. I hate to do this, okay? But, why can't I pick the opening season Sunday Night Football game? That's where I'm going to go. It seems like I'm a homer because I'm working for NBC now, but I really look at New England, Pittsburgh going to see the New England Patriots, the rivalry right there. I just thought that was a brilliant game to start out Sunday Night Football. Brilliant for NBC, brilliant for the NFL in general. There's too many big storylines. There's too much tradition with both franchises. I think everything around it is going to be an awesome matchup. I think Pittsburgh, yes, we've talked about it a lot, is going to feel a little disrespected probably going into the season. New England's going to be hanging another banner, and the place is going to be in a frenzy because it's the 6th Super Bowl, and this is the run for 7 this year and all of that. So these are 2 franchises who have 6 Super Bowls, and it's a bit of a personal battle. So as obvious as it might be, I'm going to pick it because it gets my blood boiling just as much as any matchup I watch or see.
Yeah. And I think it's a nice break from that Week 15 the last couple of years.
Right.
Get it right out of the gates, and let's see these 2 teams get together. And that is going to be one of the best games of the year, and that was one of the candidates for me as we get into round 3. But here's one last year that I thought was a game that we, sometimes we'll have outcomes that we just did not expect. And the Saints were racking up points like I can't recall ever seeing a stretch where there were just so many points, and it was pinball machine type production by the Saints. And then they ran into a brick wall in Dallas on a Thursday night, a week after Thanksgiving. And that was the moment where people started to wonder what's up with Drew Brees, although you could argue that Drew Brees wasn't the same guy weeks before that. Week 4 this year, the Cowboys at the Saints. And I know last year the Saints desperately wanted to face the Cowboys in the playoffs in New Orleans. There's something about that building in Dallas. We started to hear Pete Carroll talk publicly about it last year. Privately, I've heard plenty of concerns that the Cowboys push the limits for all the lights, and they bring you through the nightclub, and it just distracts the players in a way that no other opposing venue distracts players. And The Saints are going to get the Cowboys in their building, and my guess is the Saints maybe will have beefed up by the time the season rolls around the things they do to distract visiting players before a game. And you throw in that lingering rumor, and I know Sean Payton addressed it last week, and what's he going to say? He's still the coach of the Saints. They ask him about coaching the Cowboys. He's going to say, yes, I can't wait to coach the Cowboys. It's not going to go away, the notion that at some point Sean Payton will be the coach of the Cowboys, and this is the year where the changing of that guard could come, where Jason Garrett would be out and maybe Sean Payton would be in. So I think that makes for one of the great games of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the great games of the year last year, and even though it was a low-scoring game, it was physical. It was fun to watch. I mean, I really enjoyed it. You're right. The dynamic gets changed with it being away from Dallas and in New Orleans. And I'll even throw another little, aspect that jumps out to me. I mean, this could be a big game early on in the season. You look at both teams' schedules. Dallas has a fairly comfortable first 3 weeks where, I don't know if they come out 3-0, but I can sit here right now and go, their team is more talented than the first 3 teams they play on their schedule. New Orleans, on the other hand, man, they got some schedule to start out before they got to play Dallas in week 4. It's the Houston Texans at home. Like you said earlier, a playoff team. Deshaun Watson, that defense, they're the real deal. Then they got to go to the Los Angeles Rams. Then they got to go to the Seattle Seahawks. And then you got home against the Dallas Cowboys. Wow, that is some stretch. And, yeah, I mean, the Saints could be fighting for we need to be 2-2 here or something like that, to where I think it even makes it more intriguing.
And they've had 2 consecutive devastating ends to their playoff runs, and they're back in that valley of 0-0, as Dennis Green used to call it, and they have to dig their way out. We talked earlier about the importance of winning games early in the season, and the draft we do an hour from now will focus on the toughest early stretches, because your season could be over before it barely begins. One last thing before we take the break.
Yeah.
I know we're a little bit over here.
Yeah.
But this is an example of how the schedule can influence what we think of a game, Chris, because Bills at Cowboys, who really cares? Bills at Cowboys on Thanksgiving, I almost made that my 3rd-round pick. Josh Allen in Dallas in that spot.
Yeah.
You play that game on Thanksgiving in that late afternoon window, and all of a sudden that is a much more compelling game.
I'm with you, man. You know me. I'm on this Buffalo bandwagon. I really am. I believe in McDermott. I believe in being the GM. I'm a big Josh Allen fan. Their defense is the real deal. There's a lot of things. That's why I think, like New England, this is the first year I go in a long time going, this is not a cakewalk in the AFC this year, not with Brian Flores in Miami, and the Jets and Buffalo are on the right. They're trending the right way. So I'm excited to see how that all plays out.
All right, quick break. When we return, the teams apparently were commissioned by the league to come up with the best online schedule announcements that they could. We'll talk about some of the best ones we saw when PFT Live continues.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.